What's up, Suplex Rumble family? Before we even say anything else, Femi just put the entire WWE universe on notice. The ruler absolutely demolished Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw, and what happened next? He called out the Beast incarnate for Wrestlemania 42. If you thought you'd seen it all in WWE, buckle up, because this story is about to get insane. I'm breaking down every single detail, what this means for both superstars, and why this could be the most explosive match at the grandest stage of them all. But first, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action here on Suplex Rumble. Let's get into it. Alright, Suplex Nation, let's set the stage for what went down on Raw this week, because the WWE universe has been buzzing ever since those arena lights dimmed. For weeks now, we've been watching Femi absolutely dominate everything in his path. The ruler hasn't just been winning matches, he's been making statements. Whether it's in NXT, where he had one of the most legendary championship runs we've ever witnessed, or his recent elevation to the main roster, Femi has been on an absolute tear. And here's the thing that makes this situation so fascinating: Femi represents the new generation of WWE. He's 6'5", 270 pounds of pure power and athleticism. The man combines old-school intensity with modern-day versatility. He's got the size, the strength, the speed, and most importantly, he's got that hunger, that desire to prove he belongs at the very top of this industry. Now, on the other side of this equation, you have Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate, the Conqueror. A man who needs absolutely no introduction to wrestling fans around the world. Multiple-time WWE Champion, Universal Champion, the man who broke The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, the former UFC Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar's resume speaks for itself. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Brock has been relatively quiet in recent months. Sure, he's made sporadic appearances, he's had matches here and there, but we haven't seen the dominant Brock Lesnar that strikes fear into the hearts of everyone in that locker room. Some people have even been whispering, and I'm just telling you what the rumors have been, that maybe the Beast is winding down his career. Maybe he's looking toward that final chapter. Well, if Brock Lesnar was thinking about a quiet exit from WWE, Femi just threw those plans straight out the window. Now let's talk about what actually happened on Monday Night Raw, because this wasn't just any attack, this was a statement. The show was rolling along, we'd already seen some incredible action throughout the night. The WWE universe was hot, the energy in that arena was electric, and then Brock Lesnar's music hit. The place erupted. Say what you want about Brock, but when his music hits, the entire atmosphere changes. People lose their minds. Brock came down to the ring with that focused intensity he's known for. Paul Heyman was by his side, doing what Paul Heyman does best, hyping up his client, talking about dominance, talking about destruction, reminding everyone exactly who Brock Lesnar is and what he's accomplished. Heyman was in the middle of cutting this promo, talking about how Brock is the measuring stick in WWE, how every superstar should be grateful just to share a locker room with the Beast incarnate, when suddenly the lights started flickering. The crowd immediately started buzzing, because in WWE, when those lights start acting up, you know something is about to go down. The arena went completely dark for just a moment, and when those lights came back up, there he was, Femi, standing on the entrance ramp like an absolute unit. But Oba didn't say a word. He didn't grab a microphone. He didn't do a long walk to the ring. No, the ruler sprinted down that ramp with bad intentions. I'm talking full speed, laser focused on one target and one target only: Brock Lesnar. Now, here's where it gets absolutely wild. Brock Lesnar, being the competitor he is, immediately dropped into fight mode. He stepped forward, ready for the confrontation, but Femi came in with such ferocity, such aggression, that he caught the Beast off guard. The two behemoths started throwing hands right there in the middle of the ring. We're talking about bombs being dropped. Heavy strikes. The sound of those fists connecting was echoing through the entire arena. The crowd was going absolutely bonkers. Security tried to get involved, that didn't work. Femi was tossing security guards like they were training dummies. Brock was throwing people left and right. This wasn't a wrestling match, this was a fight. And then here's the moment that has everyone talking. Femi managed to get position on Brock Lesnar, and he lifted the Beast incarnate up and planted him with a thunderous powerbomb. The entire arena shook. The crowd reaction was split between complete shock and absolute excitement. But Oba wasn't done. He pulled Brock back up, and hit another devastating powerbomb. Brock Lesnar, the man who has manhandled giants, was just laid out in the center of the ring by this rising powerhouse. By this point, more officials, more security, even some WWE superstars from the locker room came flooding out to separate these two monsters. It took literally a dozen people to keep Femi and Brock Lesnar apart. Now, if you thought that was the most shocking part of the night, hold on to your seats, because what happened next took this entire situation to a completely different level. As officials were trying to restore order, as Brock was getting back to his feet looking absolutely furious, Femi grabbed a microphone. The arena went quiet, you could hear a pin drop. Everyone wanted to hear what the ruler had to say after what we just witnessed. Oba stood at the top of the ramp, microphone in hand, and with that deep, commanding voice that just demands respect, he delivered a message that sent shockwaves through the entire wrestling world. He said that for too long, WWE has been held hostage by part-timers who show up when they feel like it, collect their paycheck, and leave. He said that the throne of WWE doesn't belong to someone who visits a few times a year, it belongs to a ruler who's here every single week, putting in the work, carrying the company on his shoulders. Oba Femi then looked directly at Brock Lesnar and said that at WrestleMania 42, in front of the biggest audience in wrestling history, he's going to do what nobody else has been able to do. He's going to conquer the conqueror. He's going to prove that the old era is over, and the era of the ruler has officially begun. The crowd was split. You had half the arena chanting for Oba, the other half firmly in Brock's corner. The energy was absolutely insane. Paul Heyman was standing in the ring, his jaw practically on the floor. Brock Lesnar was staring daggers at Oba Femi, with that look in his eyes that tells you this is personal now. As Raw went off the air, we had that image burned into our minds: Oba Femi standing tall at the top of the ramp, pointing at the WrestleMania sign, while Brock Lesnar stood in the ring, seething with intensity, clearly ready to accept this challenge. Okay, Suplex Rumble family, let's break down what this all means, because there are so many layers to this story. First off, from a storytelling perspective, this is genius booking if WWE follows through. You have the ultimate clash of generations here. Brock Lesnar represents the previous era of WWE, the special attraction, the final boss, the guy who's done it all and has nothing left to prove. Then you have Oba Femi, who represents the future of WWE, young, hungry, talented, and ready to take his spot at the very top of this industry. This isn't just about two guys fighting, this is about legacy, this is about passing the torch, this is about proving yourself against the absolute best in the business. Now, let's talk about what this means for Oba Femi specifically. This is the biggest moment of his career, hands down. Think about it, challenging Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? That's the kind of opportunity that can make you a megastar overnight. If Oba can deliver in this match, if he can stand toe-to-toe with the beast and prove he belongs on that level, his career trajectory goes into the stratosphere. But it's also incredibly risky. Brock Lesnar has ended careers. He's destroyed people's momentum. He's made superstars look like they didn't belong in the same ring with him. Oba Femi is stepping into the lion's den, and he better be ready for the fight of his life. For Brock Lesnar, this is equally fascinating. Does he view Oba as a legitimate threat, or is this another young guy who doesn't know his place? Based on how Brock looked after those power bombs on Raw, I think the Beast knows he's got a real fight on his hands. Brock's legacy is on the line here too. If he loses to Oba Femi at WrestleMania, that changes the entire narrative of how his career ends. From a match quality perspective, this has potential to be an absolute banger. Both guys are powerhouses who can tell a story through hard-hitting action. We're talking about Suplex City meeting the ruler's domain. We're talking about F5S and powerbombs. We're talking about two giants colliding in the biggest match possible. The build to WrestleMania 42 just got infinitely more interesting. We've still got weeks to go before the showcase of the Immortals, which means we're going to see this rivalry escalate. We're going to see more confrontations, more chaos, more incredible moments between these two. Now let's talk about how the WWE Universe is reacting to all of this, because social media has been on fire since Raw went off the air. The wrestling community is absolutely split on this matchup. You've got one group of fans who are saying this is exactly what WWE needs: fresh matchups, new stars being elevated, the next generation stepping up to challenge the legends. These fans are pointing out that Oba Femi has earned this opportunity through his incredible performances, and this is his moment to shine on the biggest stage. Then you've got another group of fans who are more skeptical. They're saying Oba needs more seasoning on the main roster before stepping into a WrestleMania match with someone of Brock Lesnar's caliber. They're worried that if the match doesn't deliver, or if Oba isn't ready for that spotlight, it could hurt his career more than help it. Personally, I think this is exactly the kind of bold storytelling WWE should be doing. Wrestling is at its best when you have dream matches that feel special, that feel important. Brock Lesnar vs Oba Femi at WrestleMania 42 absolutely fits the description. Now, let's get into prediction territory. Who's walking out of WrestleMania 42 with their hand raised? Here's the thing: WWE has a massive decision to make. If Brock wins, it maintains his aura as this unstoppable force, but it potentially slows down Oba's momentum at a crucial point in his career. If Oba wins, you create a new main event star immediately, but you risk diminishing Brock's legendary status. My prediction? I think we're going to see Oba Femi get the victory, but it's going to come after an absolute war. I'm talking about a match where both guys are giving everything they have, where Brock kicks out of Oba's finisher multiple times, where Oba survives multiple F5S, and ultimately, through grit, determination, and that hunger to prove himself, Oba finds a way to overcome the beast. That kind of finish protects Brock because he looks incredibly strong in defeat, while simultaneously launching Oba into that upper echelon of WWE superstars. It's the best of both worlds. But hey, this is WWE, and we've been surprised before. Maybe Brock destroys Oba and we get a completely different story. Maybe there's a swerve we're not seeing coming. That's what makes this so exciting. We genuinely don't know what's going to happen. Alright, Suplex Rumble family, that's everything we know so far about this absolutely insane situation between Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. This is shaping up to be one of the must-see matches at Wrestlemania 42, and I cannot wait to see how this story unfolds over the coming weeks. We're going to be covering every single development right here on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you Team Oba or Team Brock? Who do you think is walking out of WrestleMania 42 victorious? What do you want to see happen in the build to this match? Let's get a conversation going down there. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know you want more content like this. Share this video with your wrestling friends who need to know about this incredible storyline. And hey, if you want even more wrestling content, check out our other videos breaking down all the latest WWE news, match predictions, and roster analysis. We've got tons of content for you to dive into. Thank you so much for watching Suplex Rumble. I'll catch you in the next video where we'll continue following this story and everything else happening in the wild world of professional wrestling. Until next time, keep celebrating the business we all love, and remember, in the Suplex Rumble, anything can happen. Peace.